Jungkook, taking a deep EBR at TH. Jungkook steps into the room, his heart pounding like a drum in his Che-dollar-T. He tries to calm his racing thoughts, his gaze immediately drawn to why Enshi is even more beautiful than he ever imagined. And he feels a strange mix of nerves and excitement bubbling within him. Why Enyu look breathtaking. His voice is a soft rumble, barely above a whisper. In her eyes sparkle with mischief as she watches Jungkook enter. She'll tase her. Bottom LP. A habitual gesture that never fails to make his heart race. Thank you, Jungkook, but I've heard that before. She purrs playfully, her voice Dr. Ping with sweetness and a hint of challenge. What else do you have to say for yourself? Jungkook, surprise FLTs across Jungkook's face, followed by ASM lurdering, interpound, entity. That takes YN aback. He aches her SL wily, each step deliberate. I have many things I wish to express to you, my love, he murmurs, his voice a gentle caress. Aga, NST, her, SKN. But words are not enough tonight. YN, her CH pound KS, color slightly as she feels the heat of his gaze, the anticipation, TH, CK, in the air. She tilts her head, a playful smile playing on her L. P's. Oh, she challenges, her eyes gleaming with excitement. And what might those things be, Mr. Shy? Jungkook's eyes D at arcane, his hand reaching out to trace the line of her jaw, his thumb brushing her CHK gently. His T-Uch sends a JLT of electricity through, her B-die making her G at SP. Call me that again, and you'll see, he says, his voice low, GRWL. His eyes are L-seeked onto hers, a silent promise that makes her knees wobble. YN. Her BRI at THH. Cheese as she looks into Jungkook's transformed gaze. The air in the room seems to TH. K and CR at CK Ling with unspoken tension. All right, Mr. Shy, she whispers, her voice TR pound embling slightly. She lad NS into his TH, her eyes never leaving his. But first, tell me, what's gotten into you, Jungkook, ASM? RK tugs at the corner of his LPs, his thumb still L, angering on her SKN. He la at NSN, his WRMBR at TH, fanning over her cheek. It's not what's gotten into me, he corrects, his voice a velvety rumble. It's what I've always been holding back. He takes a step, CLCer, closing the gap between them, and tonight I've decided to let it all out. In her, he at RT skips a beat at his words, the Wa Pi MFA of his BR at TH, sending a sure, DWN, her SP, knee. Her eyes W dense slightly, but the mischief remains in her gaze. Is that so? She asks, her voice a teasing whisper. Well, I suppose I should be prepared then, Mr. Mysterious. Jungkook, his SM, RKD, pound pens as he pooes away slightly, taking her hand in his and leading her to the four-poster bed, add R&D with silk sheets, and a mountain of pillows. His GRP is firm but gentle, guiding her with an authority she's never seen from him before. You've always loved a surprise, haven't you? He says, his eyes twinkling with the same mischief that she holds. In her heart races as she allows herself to be led. The softness of the bed beneath her makes her realize how much she's been holding her breath. She looks up at Jungkook, the candlelight playing across his features, casting him in an almost otherworldly glow. I do enjoy a surprise, she ADMTS, her voice breathy. But I didn't think I'd get one from you, Jungkook. He gently helps her onto the BD, his eyes never leaving hers. His thumb STR kissed the back of her hand. His T-ooch, sending waves of heat through her beady. I've been watching you, he confesses, his voice husky. Your laughter, the way your eyes light up when you're teasing someone. It's captivating. And I know that there's a fire burning within you, one that matches the $PA ion I've kept hidden. YN. Her heart races at his T-arch, the realization of his hidden D-pound PTHS, making her even more curious. Asterisk, and what makes you think I want to be surprised? She asks. A playful smile tugging at her LPS. She, L, ease back, her eyes L-seeked with his, inviting him, CLCer. Maybe I just want you to be honest. Jungkook, a soft chuckle, escapes his L. P's as he sits beside her, his eyes SC at NN-ing, the curve of her neck, the swell of her burr at SDS, beneath her wedding gown, you love. The chase, he murmurs, L-pound aining CLCer. But tonight, I'm not the one running. He traces a line from her WRST to her elbow, the sends at Tyone, making her SH, ver. I've been waiting for this moment for so long. YN. Her eyes flutter shut as she feels the WAT length of his touch, his words resonating. D-Euro-Euro-P within. A THRLL runs through her as she opens her eyes to meet his gaze. And what if I say, I've been waiting too? She whispers, her voice filled with both excitement and a hint of von pound R ability. Jungkook's eyes FL skr with something unreadable, and he L-pound ans in CLCer, his hand moving to TR, at CE the curve of her N-pound CK. Then perhaps we've both been hiding. Behind our own masks, he says, his voice a gentle caress. But tonight we'll peel away the L at yours, one by one. In her pulse, coup, scones, as his F. NG Euro retips, graze, her sends, tiv, SK, N, sending, ASH, ver, DWN, her SP knee. She can feel the anticipation building like a crescendo. What if I've been waiting to see the real you? She asks, her voice a soft challenge, her eyes searching his for a glimpse of the man she's about to uncover. Jungkook, a gentle smile tugs at Jungkook's L. P's his eyes holding hers with a newfound confidence. Then you're in for quite the revelation, he whispers. La at Ning in 2 PRSS, a soft key $$ to the corner of her M youth. The Y pi MTA of his LPS sends a TH pi ill through her BDIN, and she can't help but LAN into the key $, eager to explore this new side of him. YN, her APM SWR at P, around his NCK poo, ing him CL, CR. Their key $D, Euro penning as she T it stees. The sweetness of his $ire, her heart feels, as though it could boo piest from her CHST, a potent mix of excitement and nerves. I've always known there was more to you than what you showed, she murmurs against his youth. Her voice is a S-pound ductive promise. Jungkook with a GRN, Jungkook D. Pound pens the key, $, his hand SL, ding around to the small of her back, PR pound $, sing her CLCer, his thumb TR at C's, lazy circles on her B at re SKN, setting her able at Z. And I've always known you were the one who could see exit out. He whispers, his breath hot against her ear. In her cheeks flush as she feels the heat of his BDI, his day, re-race nating with her own. She poo S away SL gaidly, her eyes searching his. But what if I'm not ready? She asks, the place at your fullness in her voice replaced with genuine concern. Jungkook's expression softens, his eyes filled with a gentle understanding. We'll go as slow as you need, he assures her, his hand moving to cup her cheek. But, I promise you, YN, it will be worth it. He la at ends in for another key $, this one, SLY and more del. Berate, his T seeking hers, as if asking for pay-piem. Shen to explore further. In her eyes see Elsa and she MLTs into the key $. The pi mthea of his hand on her cheek. Comforting, she feels a surge of day. And nods slightly. Okay, she murmurs, against his L.P. Her arms giti euro ning around his neck. But only if you're sure. Jungkook with a nod. Jungkook B, our euro, AKS. The key, $. His eyes searching hers with a fee euro reese. €10 RNS. I've never been more certain, he whispers, his hand moving to TR at CE, the neckle, near for GWN. His TH is featherlight, a silent promise of the $. On to come. In. Her BRATH catches in her THR, at as she feels his TOC. Her BDY responding, inst N. Tively, she can't deny the allure of this new side of Jungkook, and she finds herself eager to explore it. Then show me, she whispers, her eyes fluttering shut. Jungkook, the sound of her voice, so soft and filled with longing, sends a JLT through. He gently tugs at the neckline of her dress, RVA Ling, the CRE at my SK. N Ben, pound ath. His youth follows the TR at ill of his hand, key $, $ring, and N. Ping as he goes. You're so beautiful, he murmurs, his voice a mix of awe, pound, and hunger. In. Her eyes flutter open, and she watches him, a small smile playing on her. LPS as his youth grazes her SK. N. The feel of his WA strength against her sends ASH, VRDWN her SP, knee. You make me feel like I am, she replies, her voice breathless. She runs her fingers through his hair, pi jing him CLC. Jungkook's eyes, D at Arkan with D $. His BR pound ithing becoming more ragged as he keys her knee K. His hands gently, exploring the fabric of her dress, he finds the Z, PP pound R, and slowly, meticulously, poo, it, DWN. His eyes never la at Ving hers. You are, he whispers, his voice CK with emotion. And I intend to show you just how much. YN. Her CHST rises and falls with every shallow BR pound ath as Jungkook's hands, gore, D over. Her B at SK, N. She feels EXP said yet safe in his API Ms. The anti-copyright patient building to a CR pound S copyright endo. Then, my love, she murmurs, her voice AS. LCI per, show me. Jungkook with a soft W. Jungkook complies. His key section E's. GR, Wingmore, ins, stent. As he P pound LS, away the L at years of her GWN. His hands are firm yet gentle as they EXPL, the CNT, of her BDI. Every in H of her SKN, feeling like a S at cred map he's been longing to unkver. You're mine, he whispers, his eyes blazing with $. Ion as he poo S her CLC. YN, her eyes open W, D, meeting his gaze with a fiery determination of her own. She feels the coolness of the room against her EXP, said flesh, but it's nothing compared to the heat Jungkook generates within her. And you're mine, she enters, her voice a whispered challenge as she reaches for the butt ends of his S. Artie eager to feel his KN against hers. Jungkook he allows her the C-neutral. His eyes never lure at Vine hers as she undoes his SHRT, his muscles tense under her F. Engert. P.S. A silent T-C at meant to his D-section ire. When she A haze his CHST, he takes over, Reeve at Ling his T, Ned Phi section eque his hands rest on her shoulders. His thumbs TR at sing the line of her collarbone. And I've been waiting to make. You're fully aware of that, he says, his voice a low rumble that sends a pi ill through her. In her eyes, travel over his EXP, said CHST, her heart racing. The playfulness in her gaze turns into something D-pound per as she runs her F. NG-pound RS over the taut muscles and the B-pound arting of his he at RTB-pound N-pound ath. She la at NS in 2 key section the penton center of his chest, feeling his BRTHH, TH. Asterisk, you're not so shy now, are you? She says, her voice a whisper that echoes in the quiet room. Jungkook, a smoldering look crosses Jungkook's face as he takes her $TS in his hands, guiding them to rest on the BDAB her head. Not when it comes to you, he says, his eyes dark with day. He captures her youth again, his key section E's, dem at ND, and pause, section E, section Civ, his free hand, row at Ms, her BDY, setting it alight with every TUH. YN, her BDY responds eagerly to Jungkook's newfound assertiveness. Shiji at SPS. Into the key section as his hand finds the SW-pound LL of her BPS, his thumb brushing over the P-orc. I've missed this side of you, she confesses, her voice a mix of need and wonder. Jungkook pulls back to look at her, his eyes SM lurdering. He lure at NSDWN2 key section, the hollow of her THR at his BR, Euroath, hot and R, at GGD. You've only just met me, love, he murmurs against her, Eskenin. There's so much more to discover. YN, her eyes followed the path of his key $E's, ATR, at ill of fire across her SKN. She AR, haze, her neck, offering herself up to him. Her TH, Orts, SW, Rel, with a mix of excitement and trepidation. The Jungkook she knew was shy and sweet, but this man was something else entirely, as his P's continue their journey down her B-die. She can't help but let out a soft mow at N. The sound seems to spur him on, his TUH growing B-die. She feels the mattress P as he shifts his weight. His B-die now fully over hers. Her heart is racing so fast she can feel it in her ears. Jungkook, she whispers, her voice a tremble of anticipation. She's not sure what she's asking for, but she knows she wants more. Jungkook, he FTS, his head to meet her gaze, his eyes dark with day, Pi. His hand cups her cheek, his thumb tracing the line of her jaw as Healer Etinus in 4. Another key section. Tell me what you want, he murmurs, his voice a seductive challenge. His other hand continues to explore, his TUH setting her SKN alight. I want to hear you say it. YN. Her cheeks flush a deep pound per shade of pink, as she feels his HRDNSS section-ing against her. She whispers her day. Pi ease into his ear, her voice a shaky whisper. I want you to key section me everywhere, she says, her eyes fluttering shut as his LPSTR at ill down her neck. Lay at Ving, a wake of H-pound at in their path. I want to feel all of you, Jungkook. A GRW rumbles from his CHST, his day. Ray for her unmistakable. He complies, key section-ing and N. PPNG at the delicate SKN of her neck and collarbone before MVL were. As you wish, he murmurs, his hands deftly king her BR at and allowing it to fall away. His youth finds her NPPL te at sing it with his TN Gui, and she a haze her BCK, her N at ILSDGG, NG into his shoulders. YN, a soft cry-esque at Pez Harel. P's as Jungkook's youth MVs over her sensitive flesh, his T-uch, both tender and F. Are more, she whispers, her BDY, writhing B-pound N-pound at him. She feels the heat of his SKN against hers, the weight of his BDY, both TH pi, ill, NG, and comforting. Jungkook's eyes glee at M with satisfaction as he at R, her PLA, his TUH, growing more ins, stent. His youth MVs to her other BR, Saint Sue copyright king, gently as he feels. Her respond, his hand slides DWN, her BDY, his FN girt, PS grazing the WA, STBND, of her PNT, ease. Your every wish is my command, he murmurs, his voice a dark promise. In her eyes fly open at the feel of his hand, the anticipation building. She looks up at him, her gaze filled with a mix of awe and dissection ire. Jungkook she breathes, his name, a prayer on her LPSA. Her HPSAR copyright H, up to meet his TUH, silently BGG, NG for more. Jungkook with a low, GRN, Jungkook H, cased his thumbs into the WA, STBND of her .P, at NT, semicolon ease, SL, ding them DWN, her LGs, he key section ease, ATR, at ill DWN, her stomach, his eyes, never LA at Ving hers. You're so beautiful, he whispers, his voice TH. K with emotion, his gaze LNGRS, on the AP Euro X of her TH. Gay S, the sight of her AR usual, making his heart race, in her cheeks, burn H-tar, as she feels his eyes on her most int. M at T-P at RT. She'll be tased her BTDML. P, watching him with a mix of excitement and pound ability. Thank you, she murmurs, her voice barely above a whisper. Now, show me how much you want me. Jungkook, with a predatory smile, Jungkook lowers his head to key section her B, pound lie, but N. His TNG UFL, king out to taste the sweetness of her SKN. His hands glide up her, TH, GHS, $2, hing them apart gently. With every part of me, he promises, his BR pound at TH, WRM, against the $10, TIF, LSH, of her inner TH, Gaius. He key section ease along her SK, N, his TUH, growing B, until his MU3 at chess, the heat of her day. REYN, her eyes W, den, AGSP, escaping her L. P's as Jungkook's T. Engu pound meets her most. Sen section, Tiv, SPT. She TH, R pound at D's her F. NG Euro RS through his H at ear, urging him CL dollar. R her H, P's, re dollar ing to meet his. E at Ger M youth. She feels his H at Eddie SG, RPP, NG, her TH. GHS, Phi Pi, MLY. His key section, section E's, growing more, ins, dollar tent. Oh Jungkook, Shimo at NS, her voice filled with surprise and plet sure. Jungkook's eyes, galay and with satisfaction at her re at Cashin. He, NPS, gently at her in pound RTH, gauge, before focusing his attention back on her C-Rai, his. TNGU, pound, SW, Arlingen, FL, CK, NG, expel. Ring every inch of her with a hunger she's never seen in him before. His GRPT, GHT, NS, as he feels her BDY begin to coo. You taste like heaven, he murmurs, his voice a low gur, WL. YN, her BRR, at THH, T Haze, and her GRP on his hair T, GHT, pound NS. Jungkook, I never knew you could be so. Her words, TR, at ill off, as she to the sens, at TION. S. She feels a Warpai Empthie building within her, a storm of play at sure THR pound at tending to be R pound orc. Through the dam of her self-control, don't stop, she'll be pound G's, AR hing her back and poo dollar hing. Her HPSCL seer to his E at Ger M youth. Jungkook, the sound of her voice, so full of want and need, fuels the fire in Jungkook's VN. He D-pound LVs, D-pound pound per, his T and rel pound endless, as it co-at XES her CL seer to the edge. He feels the TR pound mores of her Appa Ahing CL. Max, his own $IRSP. King, in response, you're so beautiful when you let go, he whispers, his voice muffled by her flesh. He L'd at P's at her sweetness, eager to feel her shatter in his a pie miz. YN, her eyes scoozy shut as she feels the wave of play, at shore Appa at Ching. She's overwhelmed by the int NS tie of his TUH, his words a sweet symphony to her ears. Her BDY responds to him. Her muscles GHT pound ning around his M youth as she re at chess, her PAK Jungkook, she cries out, her BDYC convulsing with the F Reese of her ORGSM. She reel at Cess, his hair. Her FNGR SCU, piling and uncu, piling as she are. Day out, the W at V's of play at shore. Jungkook, withdrawing his M youth. Jungkook watches her with a smug S at TSF, at CTI, on his eyes, dark with day-re. He keyed $, ease her in pound RTH, GHT, pound and pound RLE, before MVing up to CLA. M her L, P's, you're mine, he murmurs against her, M youth, his voice GPIF. YN. Her eyes flutter open to meet his int pound knees, G at Z, her cheeks flushed with ARUSL. She WR at P. S her A pi miz around his N, pound CK. Poo ing him CLCA. And you're mine, she whispers back, her voice trembling with the aftershocks of her climax. Her heart races as she key $, ease him back. Her Tengu pound exploring his M youth hungrily. She runs her hands, DWN, his CHST, feeling the RP, D beat of his heart. The air in the room crackles with the electricity of newfound $. Ion. Jungkook's transformation from a shy, reserved man into a B at Saint of D$, I had taken YN by surprise. But she finds she doesn't mind the pi illing change. Her own playfulness had always been a way to X out his true feelings, and now that he had shown her this side of himself, she felt AD Euro P, the at running to explore it further.